So I'm gonna take y'all back to 2020 when the VA DOC discovered that inmates were jamming their doors, causing them to remain unsecured. Now, while the doors are jammed open, the control panel in the control booth identifies the doors as being secure, but they're not. I remember that from when I was there back in 2006, but when I was there, it was a secret. It amazes me that it took as long as it did for the administration to find out about this. Most of the time when something circulates like this, some random nobody inmate goes and snitches on it. The reason I'm reporting on something this far back is because it's cream of the crop content, man, to show and validate what goes on inside prison walls for y'all. That's my entire motive in this channel, because much of society's blinded and we need reform. But reform is triggered by society. Well, this door situation would prove to be a nightmare for the prison administration and taxpayers both. So the first thing that happened was Sussex 1 and Sussex 2 state prisons were locked down completely. This was a serious security breach, and they estimated that it would take 3 years to change all the doors at a cost for the taxpayers, $14 million. Now, the project required a temporary, immediate fix, so inmates could not breach their doors while the doors were being replaced. And temporary key locking systems were installed and approved by the Virginia State Fire Marshal's office. Because the locks were manually operated, additional staff had to be added to operate the locks. Also, in the event of an emergency, inmates would need to be evacuated very fast. So safety was a concern as well. Now, this ain't it. The door situation was discovered in January of 2020. Well, guess what? Something else was discovered in January 2020. An inmate was attacked by another inmate in his own cell and later died at the hospital several weeks later. I can only speculate, but the door situation could have been discovered because of the inmate attack. You know what I'm saying? They both happened in January 2020. The story about that will be in a separate video. Either way, it was a dangerous situation to have inmates able to get out of their cells at any time they want, unsecured. Can you imagine how many robberies or attacks may have happened because the doors could be rigged? Can you imagine how many COs slid into cells unnoticed and got their backs blown out? It's just unimaginable to think about this, man. It's just crazy. I've never in my life thought that it would get that bad to where they had to change the doors. We all thought it was just a couple doors that could happen to, but it turned out it was the entire prison. The doors were manufactured a different way for Sussex 1 and Sussex 2 state prisons than they were manufactured for any other prisons. And also something else, while this was going on and people could breach their doors, man, I would have been scared to death up in my cell for real. Like, I wouldn't have been able to sleep knowing that people could get out their rooms anytime they want. Anyway, that's the story, y'all. Thanks for joining. Please hit that subscribe button if you like this and like it if you liked it. And I'm gonna go ahead and make this story for you about the inmate that was attacked in his cell during the door breaching situation. Y'all take care, man.